Alrighty guys and gals, grand total wrap-ups. We've got 4 1959s, we have 4 1960s, 3 61s, 2 62s, 15 63s, 21 64s, only 3 65s, 3 66s, 9 67s, 8 68s, and it looks like 15 69s for a grand total of 83 from the 60s. From the 70s, we have way more. We have 18 1970s, 14 1971s, 25 72s, 29 73s, 42 74s, 28 75s, 32 76s, 29 77s, 46 78s, and 34 79s for a grand total of 297 copper pennies from the 70s. Now mind you, these totals right here don't include the ones I've already pulled aside that have good patinas that I'm going to be saving. I haven't gone through any of these to see if they have them or not, so there's probably going to be less that's going in the jug. This is where they're all going to be going if they're junk copper. From the 80s, I actually had a lot more than I thought I did. I've got, let's see, 33 1980s, 48, so the 81s actually beat out the 78s by 2. There were 48 81s, and there were 38 82s, which is a total of 119 copper pennies from the 80s. And all together with the 60s, the 50s, the 70s, and the 80s, there were 503 that I haven't even gone through yet that are all copper out of 2,500 coins. So that's not too bad. And then there's all the rest of these that are all copper as well. So not a bad haul if I do say so myself. I definitely say if you're looking to get into coin roll hunting, you should start with pennies because it's the easiest to do, and you're going to find the most stuff probably because copper really hasn't been pulled aside yet. I'll show you in detail all the good ones once I've gone through them as well, and we'll go over that as well. Alrighty guys and gals, time for the wrap up. Here's a quick overview of everything. Go into a little more detail here. Here is the 70s. I've got all of these arranged by Plain and Denver side by side rather than having them stacked so you can see them. And here's the 80s. And then here are the wheat pennies. And the bird cents. Then by far the best pull is this 1916 wheat penny, which is in really good shape. And then over here, the best looking of the pulls are these from the 60s, and then this one up here is a 1959, which, as you know, is the first run of the memorial penny. That one looks really good. And then right in the center here, you've got a 68S. And then next to that, you've got a 68 plain. I think those three are probably the best looking of all the pennies I pulled out of that box. Alrighty guys and gals, Mikey here again. Going through our Wheaties. There's a 1950. We've got a few different ones here. We've got a plain 1944. We got, looks like 2 or 3, no, there's 3 1945 plains. 145D, a 46 plain, a 48 plain, 54D, 55D, and a 55 plain. Sadly, not a double die. 3 56Ds and 1 58D. And then over here we have 2 fairly decent looking Canadian bird cents.